it too.
Justice League, the Justice League cartoon,
Yes,
one of the best animations they've ever done. Like,
correct.
we talked about this before. Batman the animated series and X-Men 90 or the original X-Men animated series for coming out arguably the same time. Batman the animated series holds up so much better. And that led into with the Adventures of Superman into Justice League and Justice League United or Justice League Unlimited. Those were some of the best superhero cartoons to exist. If you have not watched Young Justice, you are fucking up. So, that is one of the best comic book shows that have ever come out.
So
I will die on that
remember
hill.
when I watched Young Justice, I remember just kind of like abruptly stopping. Like,
okay, so it came out on Cartoon Network,
yeah,
and then it kind of got canceled.
Right.
Well, it got canceled, but like it was never given like a spotlight.
Right.
And everyone was like, "We want more, we want more." And when Max came out, everyone was like, "You have all the DC stuff. Let's push for this." So they gave us 2 more seasons.
2 seasons.
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yes.
So that's sick. I've seen half of the series then.
Yeah. So Unbound is the first one in the new continuity after Apocalypse War.
Okay, Apocalypse War was the first one I tried to watch, and I just didn't know what was
going
on.
You started at a bad point. That was probably super confusing.
It was
You're
very, very confusing.
Where is that? What is happening? I think if you watch the Justice League Dark ones before, that leads into that. And then you have the Long Halloweens with Batman. But
see the picture of those?
Let me see. So
the Long Halloween.
Let me see. They might have taken them off.
Oh, I haven't seen those. I don't know, but it's also there's so many that you like can't see like them all. I feel like
they are currently off. Okay. But basically, watch Apocalypse, watch Unbound, and then do War World. War World is what's leading into the new Crisis ones, and that's going to give you, I guess, a reset.
Okay.
Kind of. I don't know. But I would also, I mean, these are all great.
They're fantastic.
Another fun one too, if you want to, and it's definitely more on the campy side. But Batman: The Brave and the Bold was a really good cartoon.
Well, what I realized,
it's a little campy and hokey, so it's not. Don't go with that serious tone.
So I remember growing up, Batman Beyond was the one that was coming out when I was growing up, and I loved that, but it was the only version of Batman that I really liked at the time because I was also like a Spider-Man fan. So it's like it felt kind of Spider-Man-y, it felt kind of future. It was also like during the run of like Spider-Man Unlimited or so it was like they're back to back. And rewatching it, I still think Batman Beyond needs more like love and support there.
That was such a good series, and I mean that was an original concept. Terry McGinnis was not a comic book character. Batman Beyond was not a comic book concept.
Started
came out of the success of the animated series and Justice League.
Gotcha.
And I believe the final episode of I don't know if it's the final episode of Batman Beyond or the final episode of one of the Justice League. I don't think it's Unlimited. I'll look it up. But they tie them together. And they show an older Terry McGinnis approach Amanda Waller. And you get a full like origin of... You get like a story that happened with Bruce and how Terry ultimately has always been tied to Bruce. It's a really good... It's a really good episode.
Yeah, because I watched that first episode of like when he like runs up to the like mansion and is like, "Come, let me in."
Yeah, and that was great too.
And it's like it does like you just don't understand the connection between the two until it starts to like kind of play out throughout the series. But like even still, I was like, I don't remember this being this dark. I don't remember this being like this like crazy. And again, from a different 20 years later. Or maybe not 20 years, but still a significant time later, I'm like, this is way better than I remember.
Dude, so good.
And it might be more because I understand it a bit more now, but
there's definitely like viewing it with an adult lens is a little like, oh, okay. Like there are plenty of things that I just didn't get or didn't make sense growing up. And then you're like, oh, that's what they're trying to tell me or convey or whatever. But yeah, Batman Beyond, like,
top tier.
Yeah. But like I said, you should
Young Justice.
Start over Young Justice and watch all that together.
Okay.
I mean, it's I will say the last season isn't as full as I want it to be, but they're still building, and I feel like it's going to build to something awesome. Like there was such a good follow up to something like Unlimited, because I think that my favorite part about Unlimited was it went from this team of like 7 to the concept of that the Justice League are all superheroes, and they all operate as a team, and everyone has like different areas they're covering and people, and it's like it was such a good thing. And then you see so much of that in Young Justice. You get to see like legacy characters and like the progression of certain heroes becoming like taking up the mantle of certain things. It's such a good show. Like, oh, it's so good. I'm gonna rewatch it now.
I can't wait.